like to explain the assignment to Emma directly. It's quite complex. That won't be necessary. We stared at each other for a long moment. His mask slipped just enough for me to see the calculation in his eyes. Then he handed me the folder. Of course. Please make sure Emma understands the importance of completing all her work. Her future depends on maintaining her excellent academic record. The threat was clear. After he left, I found a note tucked inside the folder. Emma's college recommendations depend on her continued excellence in all areas. Some mistakes can't be undone. Emma read it and burst into tears. See? I told you. He's going to ruin everything. You're making it worse. Baby, he's the one who— I knew what I was doing, she screamed. I'm not a little kid, and now you're destroying my whole future. She ran to her room and slammed the door. I stood in the hallway shaking. He'd manipulated her so completely that she believed she was complicit, that she was equally responsible. The recording app showed she'd already texted him an apology for my behavior. I stared at my phone screen, watching Emma's apology text to Davidson appear in the monitoring app. My hands trembled as I read his immediate response. Your mother doesn't understand us. Meet me tomorrow morning before school. We need to discuss your future. Emma's reply came within seconds. Okay, I couldn't let this happen. I set my alarm for 5 a.m. and positioned myself in the kitchen where I could see Emma's movements. At 6:30, she crept downstairs, fully dressed in one of the outfits Davidson had bought her. I pretended to be making coffee. You're up early, I said casually. She froze. Just wanted to get to school early, work on a project. I'll drive you. No, the panic in her voice confirmed my suspicions. I mean, I'm fine walking. It's too early and too dark. I'm driving you. The car ride was silent. Emma stared out the window, her leg bouncing nervously. When we pulled up to school, I saw Davidson's car already in the parking lot. Emma practically jumped out before I'd fully stopped. Emma, wait, but she was already hurrying toward the building. I parked and followed, volunteering badge ready. The halls were mostly empty this early. I heard voices from Davidson's classroom and positioned myself outside, pretending to organize papers from my volunteer folder. Through the cracked door, I heard Davidson's voice, low and urgent. Your mother is becoming a problem. If she keeps interfering, I'll have no choice but to fail you this semester. You know what that means for your transcript. I know, Emma whispered. I'm sorry. I'll talk to her. Talk isn't enough anymore. I need you to delete our emails. All of them. Today. My phone buzzed. The recording app was capturing everything. I forced myself to walk away before Davidson discovered me. In the main office, I busied myself with filing while my mind raced. He was escalating, trying to destroy evidence. That afternoon, I watched Emma during lunch through the cafeteria windows. She sat alone, picking at her food. Mia approached several times, but Emma waved her away. The isolation tactic. Classic predator behavior. I'd seen it in every documentary we'd watched together. When Emma came home, she went straight to her laptop. Through the monitoring software I'd installed weeks ago, I watched her access the secret email account. My heart sank as she began deleting messages. But what she didn't know was that I'd already backed up everything to multiple cloud services, including ones that preserved deleted content. How was school? I asked, entering her room. She slammed the laptop shut. Fine. Emma, we need to talk about— There's nothing to talk about. She stood up, clutching her laptop. You're ruining my life. Mr. Davidson is the only teacher who believes in me, and you're destroying that. He's manipulating you, sweetheart. What he's doing isn't normal or okay. You don't understand anything. She pushed past me, heading for the bathroom. I heard the lock click. 20 minutes later, she emerged, pale and shaky. The morning sickness was getting worse. I'd made another doctor's appointment for tomorrow, this time with an OBGYN who specialized in young patients. Dr. Martinez had recommended her, someone outside Davidson's sphere of influence. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept checking the recording app, watching for new messages. Around 2 a.m., one appeared from the burner number. You did well today. Remember? Our secret keeps you special. Delete this. Emma deleted it immediately, but I had the screenshot. The next morning, I told Emma we had a doctor's appointment. She protested, but I insisted. Dr. Hugelschatz was gentle and professional, confirming the pregnancy was approximately 6 weeks along. She discussed options carefully, emphasizing that Emma had choices and time to decide. Emma sat silent through it all, arms wrapped around her middle. In the parking lot afterward, Emma finally spoke. He said if I told anyone, he'd make sure I never got into honors programs. He said he'd tell everyone I seduced him, that I threw myself at him. I pulled her into a hug. None of this is your fault. None of it. But I did throw myself at him, she sobbed. I wore the outfits he bought. I met him during his free periods. I sent him pictures. You're 13. He's an adult in a position of power. This is on him, not you. We sat in the car for an hour while Emma cried. She told me about the gradual progression, how it started with compliments about her intelligence, then special attention, then gifts, then requests for photos, just for him, then meetings in empty classrooms, how he told her she was mature enough to handle an adult relationship. That age was just a number when souls connected. I recorded it all on my phone, with Emma's permission. Evidence. Always evidence. When we got home, Jessica was waiting on our porch with Mia. We need to talk, she said urgently. Mia saw something today. Inside, Mia twisted her hands nervously. Mr. Davidson had another girl in his classroom during lunch, a 7th grader. He was giving her a gift box, just like the ones he used to give Emma. My blood ran cold. He was already grooming his next victim. Her name's Sarah, Mia continued. She's in my sister's grade. She's been bragging about how Mr. Davidson thinks she's special. Emma went rigid beside me. He said I was the only one, she whispered. Jessica and I exchanged glances. This was bigger than just Emma. How many girls had there been? How many would there be? We need to warn her parents, Jessica said. They won't believe us, I replied. Not without proof. And if Davidson finds out we're talking to other families, he's already suspicious, Emma said quietly. Today he asked me if I'd been talking to anyone about us. He said he has friends who tell him things. The next few days were a careful dance. I continued volunteering, watching Davidson's movements. Jessica documented everything Mia observed. Emma went to school, attended his class, and pretended everything was normal while the recording app captured every interaction. Then Thursday happened. I was filing papers in the main office when the principal's secretary asked me to deliver something to the music wing. As I walked down the empty hallway, I heard voices from the orchestra room. The door was slightly open. You're very special, Sarah. Not many students have your potential. I recognized Davidson's voice immediately. I peered through the crack and saw him sitting too close to a young girl on the piano bench, his hand on her shoulder. She looked uncomfortable but was trying to smile. I raised my phone and started recording video through the crack. Davidson was showing her something on his phone, photos of jewelry, just like he'd done with Emma. The girl shifted away slightly, but he moved closer. These could be yours if you're willing to work for them. Private tutoring sessions, just you and me. My hands shook as I recorded. This was evidence of pattern behavior, exactly what we needed. I backed away quietly and hurried to the bathroom, where I immediately uploaded the video to multiple cloud services. That afternoon, Emma came home in tears. He knows something's wrong. He kept staring at me during class, and afterward, he told me I seemed distant. He wants to meet tomorrow during his free period to reconnect. You're not going, I said firmly. If I don't, he'll fail me. He already gave me a D on my last essay, and it was perfect. I worked on it for hours. I looked at the essay